Okay. Not funny though.
You believe in time to sing it down, bow down.
Good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is we have to say. We're sorry about last week. Facebook went down, which is unusual. But if you missed it, it was put out the next day at 3 o'clock. I'm Steve, Barbie doll Ken Hen. See how funny I can be. And over there on my right, we have whom?
If you voted Conservative, hide your money. Ka-ching, Mr. Singh.
Ka-ching, Mr. Singh. I think it'd have been better with ka-ching, Mr. Singh.
Well,
you could walk past a homeless person and say, man, I'm not giving you any money because I'm ka-ching Singh.
Well, remember I told you when I walk past homeless people and I've got change in my pocket, I've developed a walk where there is no rattling around. It looks like I might have a bit of a limp, but you can't hear me with money in my pocket.
I feel bad that Av has to have a limp. Av the limp gimp sing. So it's very difficult though, because we can't talk about the Conservatives, can we? Because are they embargoed because of their conference?
That's me.
That was weird.
Sorry.
That was. We saw the action, and we heard the sound afterwards. It was like this. I reckon that's because you're in Wolverhampton. Av's got a cold. I don't know. I shouldn't really get him to do this, and we know it's a cold because he's been he tested himself at home.
I have caught a cold. It's the first one I've had in 2 years.
That's going to be the thing, isn't it? That is going to be the thing. Everyone's just going to have the cold, and everyone's going to think it's COVID.
Yeah, I'm not bad. A little bit of tickly cough, not too bad. Blocked nose. So yeah, I don't need any sympathy. I don't need any sympathy from anyone. You know, with people who are worse off.
Yeah, Av Ka-ching Singh is back with us, and we're going to talk about lots of things this week. We may actually show you some of the things we talked about the other week that didn't make it into the main podcast. Hey, is that right, Av? Because I know we talked about Doctor Who. That's looking forward to that.
I did see something. There was an article. He's going to bring back someone from the spin-off show, Torchwood.
I hope it's Gwen, or it
Welsh
could be
lady.
John. Yeah, Gwen from Torchwood. I don't know what her real name is, but she was actually a maid in one of the earlier Doctor Who's, a Victorian maid.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's quite a few people who were in Torchwood who were extras, weren't they? In the main Doctor Who show.
That's it. Why did the architect have his house made backwards?
I don't know.
So he could watch the television. They do say if you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. But I'm going to say that was funny.
I'm not with it today, so I'm not getting the right information out to you guys. You have to ignore me, and maybe if I was better, I would have got it. Sucking on a lozenge.
Old Julian Clary used to do that joke. I was in the back sucking on a fisherman's friend. Let's talk about the Conservatives if you're not with it then. That's easy. They had a great conference last week, didn't they? It's a week of fairy tales.
I do watch it sometimes, but I just couldn't bring myself around to watching Rishi Sunak and Priti Patel. Probably Steve was watching Priti Patel, having a good look at her on the TV.
Honestly, I no, because she's speaking. I've told you. If it wouldn't even be. No. She's got no love inside her. I don't think she has love inside her. She might have, but it doesn't come out like she is.
Rishi Sunak told a joke. Now, do you want to hear it?
Yes, please. Well, if it's as funny as a toolmaker's son, then I'm right on the back of this one.
Well, okay, it's not word for word, but he was saying, it's great. It's great to be here. It's been over 2 years since we had our last conference, and it's amazing to see all these people in person, and they all come up to me and they say, "Oh, you are actually that small." But when he said that, he missed the punchline, that he had to put his cock away.
When Av says cock, he actually means penis. I'm sorry if that word offends.
Okay.
Do you think he is small of stature and small of? I've made jokes to small people, and they seem to insist that their penises are larger.
He's 5'6".
Crikey, that's a big one.
5.6.
Mine's 12. Mine's 12 inches, but I don't use it as a rule. Come on, Brexit, bring back feet and inches. I did see a little bit of Priti Patel, and she was going on about she doesn't like people breaking the law. She says, I agree to everyone's right to protest within the law, is what she started with. And then she went, that's why we're changing the law. I thought, what the fuck are you saying? You can't say, I agree with everyone's right to protest, and that's why we're changing the laws. Because they've stopped every form of protest. So people, you can't protest in front of Parliament anymore. You can't protest in front of Downing Street. So, where can people protest?
Do you know?
So people have to do these things, I think. And
Well, she had an idea, Steve.
Did she?
Of where they can protest. It's on the channel.
That's it. There's a protest zone around the coast of the Kent coast.
Well, I'm saying it's probably on the channel. They've already got the boats ready for them.
Oh, they got it. Yeah.
You can protest here in the channel. Make sure no one comes across.
Oh, you got to love a nice Brexit, really. You have. I mean, none of it is to do with Brexit. The fuel shortage was not to do with Brexit at all. It was to do with the fact it was, it was the pandemic. Everything's to do with the pandemic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but we believe you, Boris.
See, that's the thing. Does it matter? Because people know that he's a liar, but they still think he's a good bloke. They
People
know.
have got short
surely
memories.
everything.
People have got short memories.
What'd you say?
Don't forget, he's leveling up. He's leveling up.
Your mate was on earlier. Savage Javed. Savage Javed. And he said something about levelling up. I thought, if any another Conservative minister says levelling up, I'm going to punch him in the face. We can't even fill up, so fuck off with your levelling up.
I know talk about it. Paul Chowdhury selling tickets as well. I like Paul Chowdhury.
Oh, is he from the Chase? Paul Chowdhury.
No, he's so racist.
Isn't it?
You talk about Paul Sinner.
Yeah, well, I knew his name was Paul. Fuck's sake! It's honestly, people, I'm not racist. It's the name
I'm joking,
Paul.
He's not racist. If he was racist,
no, it's fine. You can don't say you're joking. Don't say you're joking because I think it does come across. I'm keeping it in because it does come across. It's me being.
Well, I said that
Paul,
today.
Paul,
I had two.
I just wanted to clarify who Paul Chowdhury was. Why was he in a sitcom?
Paul Chowdhury's a stand-up comedian with the black beard. He's brown, Steve. Like Paul
I guess that because his name was Paul and Paul Sinner's brown, so I just assumed anyone called Paul has to be brown. But Chowdhury rings a bell though. Is he younger or is he older?
He's probably about my age. He's a well-established stand-up comedian. He sells out places. Yeah.
he sells out 6-seaters.
Yeah, no, he sold out. I'm sure he sold out Wembley Arena a few years ago.
Oh wow, that's impressive. I have heard the name, but
I bought tickets to watch him
Uh-huh.
at Wolverhampton. Right, and me and the missus were going. We're getting to the Civic Hall, and there's like security gates, loads of security guards, and they had like a body scanner. And I was thinking, bloody hell, this is a bit much for a comedy gig, isn't it? So I got to the gates, and there's a security guard, quite stocky, or in his gear. Looks at us and goes, "You here to see Paul Chowdhury?" I went, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, round the back. And I looked up at that on the same night, just round the corner, it was Greg Davies.
Ah.
And then round the back then. So we went round the side of the Civic Hall, and they've got a back room. And when I got there, it's like a single door, big fat white guy. So Paul Chowdhury. I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Let's go in." Right. I was thinking,
Sit where you
what
want.
a big difference. What a big difference.
Yeah.
Greg Davies, all the security guards, body scanners, everything. Paul Chowdhury around the corner. It's just a fat overweight, middle-aged guy. Okay, go in.
He could be the new Doctor Who.
I'm just waiting to bump into Nigel, get a picture with him.
That'd be.
Oh, Nigel Farage.
That'd be funny.
Would you have one with him?
Would I have one with him?
Yeah.
I reckon, and I hate myself for saying this. I reckon you'd, and I think the same of Boris. I think you'd have a nice chat with. I think if you didn't understand the depth of their disease, they're probably quite nice people to talk to. They probably are quite interesting people to talk to, and would encourage you to like them, like paedophiles do grooming. They probably want to be nice and be liked, and I reckon most people would get on with them.
Oh, where are we going with this, Steve? You are causing major problems and trouble for me down the road, aren't you?
No, I am. No, but I think I've always said that you'd probably, if you met Nigel Farage in a pub, you'd probably get on with him. I can't see unless he started saying things that were political. He's probably quite used to being a charming man.
Yeah,
and the same goes for Boris.
I can imagine him coming up to me saying, "Oh, I'm a big fan of yours, Paul Sinner."
All right. You just keep saying that, so you got to keep it in at the beginning. So I am going to look like a racist.
You are not.
I don't. Do you know what? I don't care if people think I am. That's fine. I know where I am, and I know I'm happy. It's fine. It's fine to be offended. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Just because you're the comedian doesn't mean you're right.
I would say for Jimmy Carr to say, I think it's more apt to say Jimmy Carr is a comedian. Doesn't mean you're funny.
I have a lot of time for Jimmy Carr.
He's hit and miss with me.
Oh, I've seen him once, and I respect the amount of work he puts in to touring in his show. I think he deserves all the money he gets, and I don't think he did anything wrong by avoiding paying tax, because that's what big companies do. And if you're earning that sort of money,
And Tony Blair and Cherry Blair.
you see, that was a bit weird. I wondered if I was wondering if why are they having a go at Cherry Blair and Tony Blair? Haven't they found any Conservatives?
Some people might say he's a tax dodging warmonger.
Yes,
But
a lot of
I
people.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
No,
say
you
that.
wouldn't. You wouldn't say that about Tony Blair. He certainly is not tax dodging.
Pronounce it correct. It's Tony Blair.
Tony Blair.
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Anything happy? Have we got anything happy? I'd like to talk about something happy, and I don't.
God.
Is there anything happy?
Diesel and petrol has come back.
Yeah, no, we're in the army now. Still, people are moaning though.
Yes, I was bathing in it. I was having a shower in it when I got to the petrol. I was like, yeah. That's kind of good news. I think.
Yeah, but it was bad news beforehand, though, wasn't it? That's the thing. The fact that it's got back together, is that because people went stupid at the beginning, and not so much stupid in the middle? I feel that was when people then realised they had to fill up their cars.
Well, I suppose it's just politics. You put a spin on it.
Yes.
Well,
yeah. Oh! Talking
In
of
India,
putting a spin. Well, in India, that's a That's an upside down
India,
artichoke. What?
No, India, it's like, if you do this, that means, like, what's going on? What?
What's going on? So if I'm in my next Indian restaurant and they ask me for something and I go, pardon?
No, what you say, what they would do is, like, I say you order something, and they say, sorry, sir, we haven't got it. And you go, that's not on. What are you going to do about it? They'll go,
they're going to go like that.
They'll go,
I want to do it. And they'll think, what the fuck? I'll have to.
But you got to make the face. Out. It's like, for example, if he went to you and said, "That's £25.50, please, sir," and would you like to leave a tip? You would go. I just realised people who are listening online, they won't be seeing the motion that we're doing. Steve, how would you describe it?
That's true. For those of you who are watching with your ears to the podcast, when Av does,
it's like I don't know and being dismissive at the same time.
I don't know and being dismissive. I don't. Wait, I think he said I don't know or what. I don't know. Av he's like screwing a light bulb in with his hand, and his shoulders come forward, and his face is uglier.
I'm screwing a light bulb with the palm of my hand, and my fingers are open. I'm shrugging my shoulders, and then making a dismissive gesture with my face.
He's doing a duck face and screwing a light bulb in. For those of you who are watching with your ears, but I tell you what, every time Az does his hand movement, I'll put a sound on so you know that's when he's doing his light bulb melon movement.
You know something, Steve? After that, I'm sure people are thinking, Av is a comedy genius.
No. It's like,
you should do like this, Steve.
It's funny. I guess if I can work a way into that.
You could do a magic trick like that.
But and it's like, what is it? What is it? What's that? What's up? Like, what's up with that? What's up? Is that thing? That's what I'm thinking.
Look at me. I mean, it's like it's been kind of been like just a bit dismissive. Like, you know, if someone asks a question, you go, I don't know. Like,
so you think that was magic?
Yeah.
Look at this. Yeah. I'll work it out.
Caught you red-handed. You murdered that man. You know, Rishi Sunak be probably good at doing that. You know, Mr. Sunak, is it true you're reducing universal credit and putting taxes up?
Oh no!
Yeah. Priti Patel, are you changing the law to stop protesters? Are you going to stop paying them £51 million to France?
Priti Patel, is it true you drowned 50 people in the Channel? Actually, I can play you what Boris said.
What we said to the road haulage industry was, fine, give us the names of the drivers that you want to bring in, and we'll sort out the visas. We've got another 5,000 visas. They only produced 127 names so far. And what that shows is the global shortage.
What that shows is the global shortage, right? They invited 5,000 people to come over here and help us out, and only 127 names have been put forward, and he's saying that's because of the global shortage. I invited 5,000 EU citizens to watch my one-man show. 127 said okay, proving there is a global shortage. There's not a global shortage, it's just that they don't want to come over. Cabotage, right? I only found out the other week. It's my new favourite word, cabotage. So, it was mainly to do with shipping back in the day. But let's say an EU lorry driver is leaving France with a load of cabbages. And he's taking them to London. So he brings them over to London, or they bring them over to London, and they sell their cabbages in London. And they've got a load of haggises to take from Scotland back to Denmark, right? When they're in London, they can find other work to transport stuff between London and Glasgow because they're going up that way anyway. So they may as well use their petrol and that to do that. And they can do that legally when the United Kingdom was in the EU, because there's an agreement that lorry drivers can cabotage in countries by taking stuff. So cabotage means transporting stuff within another country from one place to another, and they can't do that anymore. So they don't think it's worth them coming over as well.
Oh, it's quite ironic. It's like sabotage.
Sing is so much
Cabotage.
easier to rhyme stuff with. That's how you should do it. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight for one night only, we have Cabotage Sing!
Does it mean camouflage? I'm sure it means camouflage, doesn't it? Camouflage, because when he stands in front of all those Indian people, you can't bloody see him. Paul Sinner.
Sinner!
I'm trying to think of some good news that I've heard this week.
Yeah, it's very. I like the idea of petrol quietening down, but people are still very angry about it. Still very angry.
I'm sure
they're angry. They're angry about the people lying down in front of the roads. I'm over that now. I'm over that.
There was. I'm sure there was a supermarket saying they're not guaranteeing, but they're saying, "Oh yes, we'll have all the food in for Christmas. You have nothing to worry about."
Yeah, that was Lidl's.
But was it Lidl? There was
Lidl and Aldi will guarantee that.
A lot of people are buying frozen turkey crowns.
I was going to do that because I cooked a frozen turkey crown last year. But what happened? Because a friend of mine actually rears turkeys, so I got one the other day. How long do you think a turkey would last in the freezer? A couple of weeks, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I put it in last night. It was dead this morning.
I think I'm out. I'm out now.
I was out 10 minutes ago.
Brownstown,